Hey guys, what are y'all doing out here in the hallway?
Talk to you.
Hey, thanks for joining us this afternoon. I just want to first of all congratulate Ben on his victory in the Democratic primary yesterday. I want to thank all of the candidates on both sides, the winners and the losers. And I want to thank the voters for getting out yesterday and getting out there to vote. And I'll just say we're looking forward to the campaign going forward. We've got, I think, 131 days until the election, and we're anxious to get out there and talk about the issues. I can tell you one thing, that sometimes people complain that there's really never much of a choice. I believe we're going to have a real clear choice for a change, and frankly, this election is going to come down to whether people are happy with the direction the state is heading, and whether they want us to keep moving forward, or whether they want to go backwards and take Maryland back to the way it used to be before we got here 4 years ago. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
You're narrowed down to a single candidate now. Talk to us about that, your feelings about going up against Jones.
Well, looking forward to it. I mean, as I said, it's going to be a very clear difference. He said yesterday his views are completely opposite of mine. He wants to take us in the completely opposite direction. I'm confident that 75% of the people in the state approve of the job we're doing, including 2/3 of all Democrats. So I don't think they want a radical difference of direction. I think they want to keep moving forward. I don't think, if you like Martin O'Malley, you're going to love this guy, because he's talking about tens of billions of dollars in tax increases. It will cost us, hundreds of thousands of jobs and devastate the great economy that we've made so much progress on. So we're looking forward to having the opportunity to debate those issues with them. I'm just glad we finally narrowed it down to one, because we've had 9 people kind of taking partisan shots for over a year, and now we've got one. And we're looking forward to it.
Well, your campaign put out a video, some may call it a little aggressive and critical today, talking about Ben Jones. Want to talk to us about that?
I'm not sure it's aggressive and critical. It just showed news reports. So unless you guys were overly aggressive and critical, it was Democrats and reporters talking. We didn't say a word.
Governor, is there anything new with the provisional ballots, the 80,000, and the search for why that didn't come up until the last one?
Yeah, well, I think every single vote is going to be counted. They're in the process of that now. There's a very detailed process that is taking place on the absentee ballots and on the provisional ballots. To my knowledge, nobody was denied the ability to vote. I know that there are a couple of close races that they still will have to count both the absentees and the provisionals, and I believe that's supposed to take place by July 9th or July 13th as the process calls for.
Governor, polls show you in a pretty strong position, popular Republican governor in a blue state. However, you still hear talk about the potential for a blue wave. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, there's kind of a misnomer when they say I'm popular, and some people say, well, he's a nice guy, but actually I'm not that popular. This is a job approval. 75% approve of the job that we've been doing and the things that we're doing in the state. They didn't say, I just like the guy. That means, the Washington Post poll said 2/3 of all Democrats approve of the job we're doing. So if there's a blue wave, 2/3 of them are probably going to come out and vote for me.
Governor, how do you feel about your chances?
The nominee, I think, got about 1/3 of the votes. We hope to get the other 2/3, and I welcome all the other 70% of the people that didn't vote for that nominee.
How do you feel about your chances, and what will your response be if and I assume when the campaign tries to tie you to the Trump campaign, or the Trump, White House and that sort of wave?
I think the entire Democratic establishment, all 9 candidates, and a lot of people in the legislature have been trying to do that for about 2 years. The one thing that Ben and I have in common is that neither one of us endorsed, supported, or voted for Donald Trump. The only difference is I've actually stood up when I disagreed and taken different positions. This guy hadn't done much of anything.
Governor, now we've so-called identified as so-called registration glitch. What does it look like in November? Is this going to be able to be taken
Well, look,
care of?
we're extremely frustrated that this happened, and I'm quite angry about it, quite frankly. We called for a complete audit and investigation to make sure we get to the bottom of how this computer error took place, who's responsible for it. But it's definitely already been taken care of. I mean, it all worked yesterday. It was a little bit complicated because people had to fill out a provisional ballot, but every vote will be counted. And the Board of Elections has assured me it'll be completely remedied now, so we won't have this problem in the future.
Do you think that this affected the election in any race in any way?
Well, since nobody was denied the right to vote, I don't think it could have affected it. It may, there's a lot of absentees and more, actually not the huge numbers that we were talking about, but probably a slightly larger than normal provisional ballot count. So it might affect the really close ones, but it didn't change them in any way. It'll just affect, when we get the final numbers.
Last
In
question.
light of the issues with the provisional ballot, some of the Democrats are saying that they believe that the NBA administrator should be fired. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, at this point, we've called for a complete and thorough audit and investigation, and we're going to try to get to the bottom. I don't know that she had anything to do with it. It could have been the outside contractor. It could have been the person in charge of IT. I mean, basically, it was a computer glitch. Nobody knows exactly how it happened or why it happened. We're just number one, we're trying to get it fixed, and number two, we're going to get to the bottom of how it happened and make sure it doesn't happen again. At this point, we don't know who's responsible.
Thank
Thank you.